The challenges of living with other people's addictions has been part of my life since the day I was born. My grandfather was an alcoholic by all reports and indications, and my father was raised by him. His mother passed away when he was 9 years old, so it wasn't unusual for my father to be on his own while his dad went to the bar. Either that or he was sent off to live with his older sister, who also had an alcohol problem and whose husband owned a bar. So alcohol was part of his life virtually from the day he was born. Then when he was 20, I was born, the first of 4 children. And the challenges of living with somebody who had an alcohol problem, a drug abuse problem, were very real. Now, I saw the damage that it did and the chaos that it created and swore to go in the opposite direction, which I did reasonably well. As a teenager, I used drugs recreationally and drank, but never to a point of addiction. However, I did pick up a lot of baggage and issues as a result of living with an alcoholic. The common things of very low self-esteem, of shutting down my feelings, of being overly self-reliant, of wanting to control my environment and people around me, all those sorts of things. So I early on laid the foundation for being codependent and was very, very good at that. All these coping strategies served me well, reasonably well, until I was 19, and then I was on the edge of a nervous breakdown, between just trying to do too much and using drugs to mask my own emotional challenges, and those sorts of things led me right to the edge. So I decided to go into the Air Force. I enlisted, was able to get a change of scenery, be around different people, and served for 5.5 years. And that was a good break and gave me a chance to regroup. Following the military, I went back to college where I did degrees in sociology and social ethics and an emphasis in social work. So working with people and issues of addiction were something that I was aware of and interested in from early on. I was also interested in trying to improve the own quality of my life. In my senior year of college, I got married, and following the traditional pattern, I married a woman whose father was also an alcoholic. And we both brought our own baggage into the marriage, and so it was rocky, I would say. But we stayed together for 12 years and then decided that we really should go ahead and get divorced. And during that space, we had 2 sons, and not uncommonly, both sons have had trouble with substance abuse, primarily alcohol, and they've had varying degrees of success in their own recovery process. So after the divorce, I realized, I need to do something just to clean up my own life and my own emotional life beyond what I had already been doing. And then I discovered the work of Melody Beattie and the whole area of codependence. So I delved into that and started working through those issues and benefiting from the insights that came from that study and that practice. I worked with a counselor using some traditional techniques. I tried visualizations, affirmations, a whole range of traditional self-help techniques just to improve my own emotional well-being and to increase my own serenity and joy. I was blessed to meet my current wife, Eileen, and we were married in 1998. She is also familiar with the challenges of living with other people's addictions, so we've worked together over the last 16 years now in terms of our own personal growth. So you can see that I have had experience with the addiction of others in all different facets. I've experienced it as a child, as a spouse, and as a parent. In 2004, I was fortunate to take a self-help class which introduced me to an understanding that gave me new hope. It gave me new hope that indeed I could begin to let go of some of the baggage that I've been carrying, that I could put some old memories and old emotional ghosts to rest, that I could begin to have more joy and serenity in my life, that I could begin to be more healthy. So join me in the next video and I'll share with you what I discovered in 2004 has been the basis for new hope.